Hey, hello. Hey.
Hello everybody. Thank you for joining us. Exciting one at the weekend, West Ham. Gail, can we come to you first, if that's all right?
Yeah, just a couple because we're going to speak after.
Yeah.
First of all, do you want to give us a little assessment of your squad? Can we expect anybody back from the Ajax game?
We had Myra and Nat in the session today, but only for 30 minutes. The answer to that is I don't know. They'll be in tomorrow and we'll assess from there.
Okay. And as a group, doing what you did on Friday night and then doing what you did on Tuesday night, where are they now? Just, I guess, desperate to get back out again on Sunday, aren't they? When you get to this point and you're in the group, you just want to keep going, don't you?
Yeah, I think I actually thought we looked really fresh today. I think, surprisingly, I think we've looked, in this block, we've looked really, really good. But, you know, we just one at a time, and we got a full team session tomorrow. We haven't even had that today. So one session to prep for West Ham, and of course we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, look, you've been here before and it gets like this for you at the end of lots of seasons. But I guess not with the same injury list. Has it proved to be particularly challenging this time around?
I think we did have an extensive injury list last year, but I'm not going to moan about it. Like, it's what it is, and a fit and a healthy player, last thing they want to hear from their manager is them talking about the players that are not there. And I think it's right to respect that, and that's not to say I don't value those that are injured. It's just I'm in a business where I have to focus on the result, and I want to put all my attention onto those that are available and give everything I've got to them.
And I know it's one after the other. Have you been able to take any time at all to acknowledge what you've sort of done in the last few days? I know it's a heavy workload, but you've got a performance like that you were clearly really pleased with. It was the performance that you wanted from them. Did you have any time to reflect on that at all?
We don't have any trophies. Like, that's the fact of the matter. Yeah, I mean, it will count for nothing if we haven't got any trophies at the end of the season. I'm in the business of winning trophies. So, yeah, I enjoyed the performance. That's a school run.
Where are you?
It's Harry. School run, sorry. No, I'm in the business of challenging the team to win trophies. I get over wins and losses quite quickly, to be honest, because I don't want to be looking back at this summer and have any regrets. So on to the next one, and yeah, we're in the business end, and I've made it clear I quite enjoy this end of the season.
And just finally for me, the England kit. I know you're quite patriotic, and I wonder, because everybody's having their say, even the Prime Minister and the Labour leader have had their say today. What do you make of the fact that the George's Cross is no longer red on England's kit this summer?
I think the fact that I'm going to coach the USA in the summer, I think probably best not to ask an incoming USA coach that question. So I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on it.
But you are a proud Englishwoman as well.
Massively. Yeah, I am. I'm proud to be English.
And if you're cheering England on, it has to be a bit red. They've turned it purple and blue.
Oh, have they? Like I said, I haven't seen it, and I think once I do, maybe it provoke a reaction in me, but until I see it, I can't comment on it.
Thank you, Gail. If we could just ask, Danielle, sorry to call you out on Zoom, but would you mind muting yourself if that's all right? We're just getting a bit of background noise. It sounds quite lively.
Home's under the hammer.
No, thank you, Danielle. Cheers. Ruben, can we come to you next? Thank you.
Hi, Ruben. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Obviously, business end of the season, such high stakes in every
Yeah.
game. How important is it to use the full powers of your squad and to rotate because you don't want any more injuries?
Yeah, I think it's always a balancing act. I'm always someone who wants to provide a lot of playing time for the team. Sometimes that can have a detrimental effect on our rhythm, and in other moments it can have a detrimental effect on fatigue. So as always, take a balanced approach to it. I'll pick a team tomorrow. I do think there'll be changes in the next couple of games, but it certainly won't be wholesale changes. I think we're in a good rhythm, and it's important to build on that.
You're complete professionals, so are your players as well. So how important is it to sort of avoid complacency playing West Ham, considering their position in the league?
I mean, they took us to 120 minutes of football in the Cup. They beat Arsenal at home. I think they've competed really well against the top teams. Their results, their performances have suggested that. So absolutely no underestimation. They play a 5-2-3. They are extremely compact between the lines. Breaking them down is difficult, and they're very direct in their transitions with Asai and Ueki. So, yeah, I think I said this to Rianne when I saw her. I think she's doing a really good job with that team, and they've got a lot of really good players that they've signed into the club, and I'm sure they'll keep improving.
We've all seen some really mature performances from the team, also the way your players conduct themselves in interviews. How sort of proud are you of this group, and how easy is it to coach the group of players?
No, it's not easy. They're humans. I've said this 1,000 times. You can have really good days. You can have really bad days. Good weeks, bad weeks. Moments, down moments. Like, one thing's for certain, no day is the same. That's what I would say. What I know is that when you represent the brand and you represent the badge, we're all working, for something bigger than ourselves, and that's something I always remind the group of, because, bringing love and joy to the Chelsea fan base should be motivation in itself every day, and I know each and every one of them tried to do that.
Cheers and good luck.
Thanks.
Connor?
Hi, Emma. So Alex Ferguson once said that it's not the team with the best 11 that wins the league, it's the team with the best 16, the 5 subs it was there. You spoke last week about your fringe players being sort of chomping at the bit, wanting to help the team, whether it's off the bench or from the start. Against Ajax in the week, you could argue the 3 top performers, and with Arsenal, well, Nusken, Buchanan, Perisic, people that have sort of had to wait for their chance this season.
Yeah.
How pleased are you with the role that they're playing whilst you're suffering this small injury process?
Yeah, I mean, fantastic. I mean, Ev Perisot, don't talk about her a lot. I mean, what a professional she is. She has worked on her vulnerabilities in this league. She sticks at it daily. She's an absolute joy to be around, because she has a recovery room at home. Like, for her, she takes every part of her profession extremely seriously, and she's so well respected in the dressing room. I said the other night, I think Kadisha's had her best 2 games in a Chelsea shirt. You also have to be consistent to get into the team. You have to perform consistently, not just to get in it to stay in it. And it doesn't matter who you are. That's the reality of it. And as for Nusken, as a rookie player in this club, we all knew how good she was going to be. And I, in particular, prefer her higher up, because I think she's got so many goals in her, and her XG in general for the team is extremely high, and it's one of the reasons we do play her so high. But as I've said before, I think she'll be a top 6, top 8, top centre half, no problem.
Just on Nusken, where do you see her? She develops throughout her career. Obviously, she's still very young. She's played centre back this year.
Yeah.
She's played right back in the cup. She's played central midfield. She can sort of do it all. Where do you see her sort of career falling?
Well, she only played right back because we didn't have one. Not because I see her as one, but sometimes that happens. You might not have this squad depth in that position, and we inverted her that day, so she was pretty much centre midfield anyway. Somewhere between the 8 and 10 position. I think it's the goal threat. She's superb in the air, superb in the tackle, brilliant stretching behind, fills spaces really well, good decision maker. She's got to work on her back to goal play. We talked about that this week. But I think she'll end up somewhere in centre midfield, but with an attacking emphasis.
And just finally from me, West Ham have played 2 games in March. I think this is your 6th.
I haven't got a clue.
There's been a lot for you in that. And into that comes not just the itself, but the travelling, getting to and from, etc.
Yeah.
How much of a factor do you think that could be this weekend, given the split instead as well?
I mean, depends which way you view it. I like the rhythm of games. You know, that's the rhythm's building confidence in the group. And even though West Ham will be fresher than us, it doesn't necessarily give them an advantage. I say this every week. I'm in the position I want to be in, and the team are ready for the game, no matter if they played 2 games, 4 games, 6 games. Like, we're not here to make excuses. We're here to compete, and we're certainly doing that.
Thanks, Connor. Any more questions from the room before we go across to Zoom? No problem. Can we come across to Rachel, please?
Yes, just to ask another question on Nuskin. I suppose with a player like that, when you're recruiting them, do you see their versatility, or is it something you realise when you bring them into the squad and realise that actually there's someone that could step up when needed?
I think when we saw her originally coming in as a 6. Germany saw her as a centre-back. They made that clear to me. They want her to be a centre-back. I recruited her as an 8 in my mind because I thought she just had too much about her going forward. Obviously, I think when you play the 6 position, you have to have a lot of discipline to hold. You know, it's not just shuffling side to side. You've got to occupy the central corridor. You've got to be disciplined to not get drawn out or drawn up to the ball out of possession. And she's just got a tendency where she wants to win the ball almost everywhere. So we developed Melanie Leopolds with the experience, who probably is a cross between a 6 and an 8, and asked Melanie to have that discipline. So that meant that we could play, you know, either an 8 and a 10. We do with Erin Cuthbert. And with Nuskin, they're probably got more similarities, though I think Nuskin's got... Erin's going to kill me. She's got more goal threat than Erin. She's definitely going to kill me, and she will remind me of it tomorrow. But we realised very early on in the season the number of touches she was having in the box, the number of XG created. She was topping that chart for us as a team. And I was like, listen, once we lost Sam, I was like, she's a player who's going to be in and around it. So we have to put her in those areas. And I think what I've really liked about watching her and Lauren together is she fills the spaces so Lauren can come and get on the ball. And if Lauren stretches, she'll come a little bit lower. It's quite a natural rotation between them. But she's always willing to do the dirty work. She'll run for fun. She's threatening from set pieces. We always identified she was a complete player. Did we think she would make this impact? I can tell you in pre-season everybody talked about her in our squad. Knew she was a proper player, and I think she's getting everything she deserved. But she's really humble. She cycles to work every day. In fact, I nearly killed her at Kings Meadow the other week. I told her that. She's, mental the way she flies around. She's finally got a helmet. Did you have a couple of weeks where she was like, do I need that? I was like, yeah, you need that. Yeah, really humble, hard-working, and an absolute Chelsea player. She's got the spirit, she's got the soul, she's got the fight. She loves playing for the badge. You can see that.
Well, I believe you expect an Aaron Fimer now at the weekend. Another player I wanted to pick out was Kadesh Buchanan, who I feel has massively stepped up in Billy Wright's absence, but also like seeing her against Ajax, coming forward and helping in that press as well. She's really, I guess, stepped up her game even more so.
Yeah, I mean, we were just in a man-for-man press from a dead ball, so she picked up the spare 8 in midfield and she excelled in it. I think the one area she's had to work on in the English game is aerially, in the duels. I think ground duels are different. I think she's got the pace always to cope with that. But aerially, you have to cope with balls up in the air, particularly in a lot of man-for-man presses. I think she demonstrated, the determination, the desire to do that. I think one thing I've challenged her on is you've got to be switched on all the time for 90 minutes. And I think what we've seen in the last 2 games is complete performances from her, because at the top level, as a centre back, you can't have an off moment in any moment, and she deserves full credit for that. I think the Gold Cup was really good for her and her confidence, and the team need her. That team's absolutely needed her with Millie's absence, in Nat's absence. So, you know, I'm delighted for her that she stepped up.
Great, thank you very much. Best of luck.
Thank you, Rach. We'll take, to finish off, one question from Caitlin and one question from Maisie, please. Maisie, would you like to start?
Hi, Emma. So we've had some great performances and results from Chelsea in the last couple of games. How do you plan to maintain the team's momentum and motivation going into the next couple of games that we've got coming up?
Well, I don't think I have to motivate anyone at this stage of the season. Everybody can see what's in front of us. I think the most important thing is maintaining like the individual periodisations around everyone, so we get everyone recovered and fresh to go again. We have to get all those details right off the pitch to make sure we're performing, and I think the team's in a good place. Like, I think we've seen that not just in the results but in the performances. We're starting to find form. Yeah, and I'm enjoying, and I think the team are really, really enjoying the way we're playing at the minute.
Caitlin, we'll come across to you.
Hi, Emma.
Hi.
We saw those videos of these trials obviously on the plane in Beckett because of, you know, the doping situation. And you've had a very busy March, you know, 5 games so far. I was just wondering, you know, how the team are coping with it.
I mean, Neve would go to bed in that kit. Like, don't let her use the doping as an excuse. She'd walk around in a Chelsea kit all day. You know what, you just get into the swing of it. And yes, we know what it's like this time of the year. And for whatever reason, don't know why, we love being in this position. We love being the pressure on us with the games accumulations. We make no excuses for ourselves. We're not victims to anything. We are in charge of our own destiny. It's important for us to have a strong mentality, a collective will, and deliver when it really, really matters, because that's what we're about at Chelsea. So I hate to say it, and I'll remind everyone again, we haven't won a single trophy. So, like, and talk about how well it's going. The reality is it means nothing until we got a trophy.
Thanks, Emma. Best of luck.
Feels like a good one to end on. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.
Cheers.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Emma.
guys. Thanks. See you later.
Thanks, guys. See you in a bit.
See you later.
Gail, should we meet you outside?
Yeah.